Today, we have the utmost honor of introducing you, our community, to SANDSIV Plus and the visionary behind it, Mr. Federico Cesconi. Federico Cesconi, co-founder and CEO of SANDSIV, is an accomplished leader in customer experience and business intelligence, with pivotal roles at Cablecom in Switzerland, including head of customer information management and director of business intelligence. Mr. Cesconi has demonstrated expertise in guiding strategic initiatives. He holds an MBA from the University of Wales, a doctorate of law from the State University of Milan. He brings a unique blend of business and legal acumen to his leadership. You can trust his product. And at SANDSIV, Mr. Cesconi has led the development of an AI-driven customer experience solutions benefiting renowned organizations such as MTN Group, AXA Group, Poste Italiane, forgive me if I said that weird, Swisscom, A1 Telecom, and Roche. His dynamic leadership and vision continue to shape customer-centric innovations by combining technology with a deep understanding of user interactions. Ladies and gentlemen, it's our honor to thank Mr. Cesconi for joining us on this special IMCX webinar. Mr. Cesconi, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Richard, for the nice words and nice introduction.
Yes, thank you. So before we get started, we want to introduce now SANDSIV, the brainchild behind it, of course, Mr. Cesconi. SANDSIV gives companies the power to reimagine organizations around their customers. They deliver greater value and generate stronger revenue with an enterprise-grade, end-to-end, fully integrated voice of customer software solution. It's headquartered in Zurich, Switzerland. SANDSIV works with global partners and has been awarded by leading analytic firms such as Gartner, Frost & Sullivan, Forrester, and Omdia. In the latest recognition received, SANDSIV was named a gold medalist and leader in the 2022 quadrant of Software Review's Voice of the Customer data by achieving the highest aggregated satisfaction score among all VoC vendors. This is global tech, powered by awesome people. And Mr. Cesconi, once again, thank you for taking the time. Roger?
More than happy.
So I've been excited.
Sorry, Roger, if I interrupt you 1 second. Please call me Federico, no one call me Mr. Cesconi.
The interns call you Mr. Cesconi. Yes, so Federico.
Yeah.
No problem, Federico. Yeah, we won't make that mistake again. We're taking all permissions. Look, you don't understand how excited I've been all month to have you here to share with our audience a topic that's it's recently sexy. Let's be honest. Everyone's talking about AI. There's a lot more conversation about fine-tuning and enhancing our customer experience strategy, and a lot of more people are asking, what is VoC, or Voice of Customer technology? So we felt that a discussion on turning weaknesses into strengths using customer experience, Voice of Customer tech, and AI would be an appropriate conversation for you to share with our audience, to share your wisdom and experience. And then, and ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a two-part series. This session is going to kind of talk about the questions. What we did was we had a lot of our people who've RSVP'd. We've had about 160 people RSVP and about 40 question submissions. And so we've had those questions kind of build and lead and guide our conversation. All right, so we appreciate you taking time to be engaged with us as our followers, and we look forward to educating and edutaining you so that you come away with ideas on what you can do for your business, options on what you want to adopt when it comes to customer experience and AI, and a further and better understanding of customer experience strategy and the value it can bring to your business. So the first question I have for you, Federico, is what business goals can be accomplished by combining customer experience strategy and AI?
All right. It's a very simple question to start. I mean, is a very complex one. Let's separate what we have as different entities in the question. You have strategy, you have customer experience, and you have artificial intelligence. You know, the strategy is something that anyway you have in place. in one way or the other, every company in this world has a certain strategy, and based on the strategy, then they define tactics and goals to reach. If you go to LinkedIn, you will see I wrote also articles about this topic, how the general strategy of a company influence the customer experience, because a lot of people loves to talk about customer experience strategy, but in my opinion, it doesn't exist, a customer experience strategy, because your customer experience must be perfectly in line with your strategy. So I give you an example. If you are I always said, when we talk about strategy, you cannot be EasyJet and Singapore Airlines at the same time, or come to North America, you cannot be Spirit and Emirates at the same time, because you have two totally different strategies. Now, think about, I build a customer experience strategy for Spirit based on the goals I want to deliver with Emirates strategy, means your customer experience is totally unaligned with your strategy. So now I start a big discussion, but I come back to your original question. Now, what does it mean in this context? So we have, let's stay on the airlines. So, and I wrote a fantastic articles on Spirit, because that Spirit is not very famous in United States, in North America, for delivering an excellent customer experience.
Right.
But it was, at least before COVID, because my article was written before COVID, it was financially very successful in the industries. So, and on a certain extent, they deliver a customer experience that is perfectly in line with what they promise. So if I promise you, I move you from point A to point B at the best price you can find in the airlines industry, and I keep this promise, I mean, I deliver what you expected. But of course, don't expect that you have, I don't know, the entertainment system of the last generation in front of your seat, because that is not the case at the end. Coming back to your original question, how will influence customer experience? So our customer experience must be aligned to our strategy. In the case of Spirit, will be aligned to a cost-effective strategy. In the case of Emirates or whatever other premium Singapore Airlines, really to delivering a premium experience, because that is what the expectation of the customer is.
Right.
The artificial intelligence will be, a next level mean to help us to deliver that strategy. And let me elaborate on this, So for instance, in the case of Spirit, we can offer a certain of tools, a certain of automatic things supported by artificial intelligence in order to fulfill and deliver the customer experience that will help us to reach the goals that we define in our strategy. Of course, the tools that Emirates will offer to their clients and the tool that Spirit or EasyJet will offer to their clients, probably they will be different. They will not be the same, because the expectations are totally different. But everything will be basically based on artificial intelligence. These in order to deliver the customer experience. Then we can say, okay, what kind of impact we can have on customer experience management
Right.
which is a little bit, the topic and the missions that we have here in this webinar. Well, that is, again, it's a totally different discussion, not really different from my point of view, because from my point of view, delivering, artificial intelligence will help me as, SANDSIV
Okay.
to basically deliver a better customer experience to my client, the client that use SANDSIV. So to all the people, so make their life easier while they are accomplish their customer experience management work. Now I think I elaborate a lot of concepts, and probably your next question will help me to basically drive in the right direction.
No, actually, what you've done is fine because you've touched on some key things. You've
Yeah,
you've actually contextualized what AI represents in meeting business goals. You mentioned
exactly.
that for a customer experience strategy to work,
Yeah,
it's aligned with the goals of the customer.
yeah,
But AI is simply it's a support system to that strategy,
yeah,
provide automated, more real-time feedback that facilitates goal accomplishment for the business.
yeah,
So the business goal is to retain more customers, then customer experience strategy will help us identify which parts of a customer's journey is so
yeah,
critical to them that if we get it right, they stay longer, buy more, and tell friends.
exactly.
AI will provide us the insights that will help us get to that conclusion faster so we can take action on that feedback faster.
Exactly.
So it's more
Exactly.
a tool than the answer.
Yes,
Uh,
definitely, definitely.
I think that's
We
an
we need Roger. We need also to underline something, because the concept of artificial intelligence is quite broad. You have a lot of different things inside, and people nowadays tend to identify artificial intelligence with ChatGPT.
yes.
That is that is the status, is the
So
buzzword in
please
the
separate
market.
that. Please
Yeah,
separate that for all.
exactly. But that is, let's say, a specific area of artificial intelligence, which is generative artificial intelligence, which is where large language models like ChatGPT, but a lot of other models have play their roles.
Mhm.
But artificial intelligence is quite wide, and if we consider generative AI, I would say this will be will have an enormous impact on both sides that we have identified before. So the fact improve the customer experience of our clients in terms, Spirit Airlines client or Emirates Airlines client, and also for us, for SANDSIV, to basically, as you mentioned, for instance, helping in discovering insights from customer journey mapping analysis that allows us, for instance, to remove pitfalls that we have in the customer journeys, or similar issues.
Yeah,
Right, right.
it's interesting because when you're looking at both your analogy from Spirit to Emirates, it's a price point versus a premium product. And what I'm
Exactly.
gathering is that AI has that same flexibility. It's not a one structured item. Whether you are offering a price point service or product or a premium product, the way you integrate AI within that CX space will also reflect that. And you spoke a little bit about ChatGPT and large language models. I think that might be a natural segue. People are concerned that AI won't be able to interpret accurate customer emotions and responses. Could you speak a little bit to that? I think that might help people understand more about what AI can do within the CX space.
Yeah, well, it's clear that, thanks God, the level of artificial intelligence we have today or nowadays doesn't have emotions. You know, this is a fact, because we are especially when we talk about generative AI and we talk about a large language model, we talk about models that are trained to a probabilistic approach to understand what will be the next word and what does it mean this word in the context context is. So but and this is the but we can basically the humans, the interaction of the humans, for instance, a customer experience manager that wants to understand the emotions or the sentiment or the tone of the voice, because of course we can also analyze the voice, giving to the model a small amount of examples helps then the model to predict, you know, for instance, topics, or to predict sentiment, or you know, to understand the tonality of the voice of the customer in real time, to understand on a certain extent what kind of emotions has the customer in that specific time. That is possible. The good news that at the moment everything is controlled by us, by humans. The machine itself doesn't have emotions.
Yes, yes. We're not talking about Terminator, folks. It's a wonderful movie, but that's not what we're discussing. But I want to again, because I think it can really help our viewing audience frame what we're discussing. So you have Spirit Airlines, which is a price point airline company. You have like
Yeah.
Emirates, really like amazing, world class. Your AI will be able to understand the nuances between those two customers. So what I'm getting from you is that if the Emirates has an AI CX combo, their system may not translate well to Spirit's customers because there are different needs, various nuances. You know, Spirit customers might be complaining more about luggage and, you know, premium seating, the limited ones that they have, versus
Yeah.
Emirates talking about more like the quality of their customer service or the food or the foie gras. I don't know, Roger, when we go over and to see Federico, we might do a little traveling and take some premium airlines.
Yeah.
So in terms of interpreting, your AI tool can now be trained specifically to your audience, and it'll be
Yes.
understand that in a more niche way than, you know, a room full of data miners and you know, customer review specialists in real time.
Yeah. Now this is an excellent point, Richard, because basically the you know, those large language model can be on a certain extent controlled within some boundaries, and you can tell them the context, you can tell them you know, for instance, in the case in the two cases we were talking, like Spirit and Emirates, we can explain, okay, we are no frills airlines, or you are you know, a model that must do an interpretation related to premium you know, premium airlines customers, and then the model act according to you know, the rules you have defined to him. So definitely, and the big advantage is you don't have to train it, you know, because it's already trained. In the past, you know, we had to train a lot the models. In this case, the model is already trained, and we need just to give him directions, so rules to respect, explaining the context and explaining him what kind of roles. In the example we will see tomorrow, you know, what we have done at SANDSIV, we have basically explained the model that he had to analyze feedbacks, customer comments coming from Disneyland Paris, Disneyland Paris Park. And they were, I think, comments in something like 75 different languages. And we explain, okay, first of all, models, because I did it personally, that that analysis. First of all, model, define the customer journey of a client that goes to visit Disneyland Paris, and the model itself suggested a certain customer journey, and then we ask the model to review specifically all the comments, to identify the topics, the sentiment, explain why the customer was not happy about that specific topic. So there was no need to train the model. There was the need to explain to the model what kind of role he has to play, and everything then was automatically generated by the model.
Mhm.
Okay, wait. So this is exciting, and I think this is really important for our audience.
Yeah.
Many of our audience may not be the type of company who are used to capturing customer feedback in mass. And so if the source of your information that you're pulling from isn't necessarily reliable, that affects the outcome of any interaction with AI. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So
yes.
One of the things we hope our guests come away with is, if you want to improve your bottom line, you have to improve your customer understanding. In order to improve your customer understanding, you've got to capture feedback. You've got to capture the voice of the customer, and especially you have to capture the actions of the customer, because many times we say what we want to do, but we don't actually do what we say we're going to do. So you want to capture those two things, and those things tell you a story as to which of your customers are your best customers, who will bring you the longest stay as a customer, who will bring you the most share of wallet as a customer, and who will give you the most referrals as your customer. So it starts with capturing data, and capturing data in a way that gives you good results, because with any computer thing, it's whatever garbage you put in, you get garbage out.
Yeah, definitely.
And as somebody who's not IT savvy, I see AI heavily dependent on the quality of the source of its data. So if that's data that's not structured or doesn't have a set of rules, then there's a risk to relying on that data. And you let me know if I'm correct or not. But if I'm the company capturing data on my own customers, I'm in control of that data. I can trust that data is safe for AI to analyze and then give feedback. Is that good logic there, Federico?
Yes, it's logic. The good news for the for the customers, you were talking before that they don't follow yet a rigorous process to collect customer feedbacks, is that like in the case of Disneyland Paris, where feedback that we collected online. So those were specific feedbacks that we got from a Facebook page of Disneyland Paris, and we were able, to download all those feedbacks. The same, you can do in a lot of different areas. For instance, if the client has an app, we can go to Google Play Store or Apple Store to download the feedback that they receive from the app. If now I'm just inventing, is the customer is an hotel, probably we can capture a lot of feedback in TripAdvisor or other websites. So I think, as you mentioned, it's extremely important to start to collect feedbacks and get really what I call the direct voice of the customers. But on the other hand, you can already start with what I call the indirect voice of the customer. So searching potential sources of existing customer feedbacks.
Okay.
So you can trust the AI that you build as long as you build it well with the right information.
Yeah, but that you know, was mentioned before by Roger. Garbage in, garbage out. The rules stay the same also with artificial intelligence, even worse, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So, because one of the popular questions we got from our audience
Yeah.
was, can AI be trusted with customer experience strategy? And do you see any negatives? And I think we kind of just covered that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this I think is an important point in general. I would you know, say, can we trust every answer that we get? No, we cannot do that, because
Okay.
everybody knows the concept of hallucinations in artificial intelligence, especially in the large language models. But you know, as I said before, we can basically program the process in a way that the model must stay between a certain boundaries and cannot go out of those borders, and then we can rely 99% to the model. At the end of the day, I don't know the percent we can rely to humans. I don't think it's 100%, because you know better than me how it works. So even I remember one nice things about it. You know, in the past years, there was this concept of accuracy. You know, the accuracy of the model. What kind of accuracy I can have on this topic detection model? You know, and we reach certain extent of 85%, 90%. And I have clients asking, but do you know if it's possible to reach 99, 100% of accuracy on a certain artificial intelligence model? And then I found a nice paper, I don't remember from which university, that was the accuracy of the human brain doing topic detection. And in general was when a person has unlimited time to analyze a text, it was around 76% accuracy. Because except us that we have 100%, I'm sure you all three of us have 100% accuracy in that. No, I'm joking, of course. But when you start to limit in terms of time, the possibility to read the text and think about the topic, it went down to 50, 56%. So people tends to say, okay, the you know, us as a human, we are perfect in everything, but at the end is not the true, you know.
That's not the case. No, not at all. Like, one of the questions that came from Trinidad and Tobago, by Curdell. She is I believe she's a senior manager in IT and project management.
Yeah.
What are your top 3 voice of customer tools, and why do you choose those?
Well, I mean, I go back to my original framework. You know, I wrote 11 years ago about how to manage customer experience, and basically I have this complex of capture, analyze, integrate, improve, and measure. No? This kind of process, which is not a linear process, but of course is an ongoing ongoing process. So if we check this, I would say, of course, capturing the voice of the customer is an important part, and you need to have in place a good tool that give you the ability to capture from different channels, different structures, etc., etc. Analyze, you know better than me, when we say analyzing the voice of the customers means for the majority of the time unstructured data, and so you need a serious tool to analyze unstructured data and extract insights from unstructured data. Then is up, the choice is, okay, the integration part is important because you need to integrate those tools in the existing IT ecosystems. So you need to be sure that the tool or the tools offer, RESTful APIs connection in a way that can be part of in the IT ecosystem without big problems. And then measure means the ability really to communicate and present to the whole organization in a way that then at the end they are able to really manage the customer experience and deliver improvements. So I think I exceed the 3 because we were more, but I think I gave the sense of the tools. Then of course I'm selling my tool because it's important, and my tool covers more or less all these aspects. So you don't need to select 3 different tools, but you can buy one single tool, and you can satisfy all these aspects.
I like that.
I just want to tell our audience we welcome plugs here. We welcome unselfish plugs here. So that's no problem. Good, very good.
I think we'll definitely see how awesome SANDSIV is tomorrow, in our next podcast, rather. But I'd like to ask you the question I think everybody wants to know the answer to. Can CX and AI work for any industry? And I'll ask it in the sense of, could you separate what B2C and B2B might mean for that? Because we have certain sectors people are always interested in, like we had a specific question about energy. Can CX and AI work in the energy sector? But I'll also add on, could you separate B2B and B2C, and what that means for them?
Well, I would say it's not just when we discuss about artificial intelligence, the difference and the nuances between B2B and B2C are different. I would say the flexibility of the tools, for instance, our tool SANDSIV is used successful in both area, in B2B and B2C. You need just design or to manage things differently, because in B2C you are always sure to talk to one single person. In B2B you need to basically think about accounts and organizations, and becomes just a matter to design things in a different way. When we talk about artificial intelligence, I would say the same. You have always, as we said, before, Richard, we need always to give to the model the context and what is his role. And then the model act accordingly to the instructions he received. So it's extremely important to make aware the model of the differences and in which context he has to act.
Right. Very important. Okay. We have Caribbean, we have a lot of businesses that may not have a footprint like, say, the US. We have a lot of customers or potential customers in the US who are on this call right now or on this webinar. But we have a lot of smaller businesses. And one of the questions that comes from them is, how can they access the power of customer experience and AI as a smaller business, because they get the sense that it could be very expensive, and they're wondering if they may just miss out because they're smaller. Can you touch on that a little bit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, what you know, how to answer this question, because it's not an easy one, but I have a good I have a good answer for that. What we are working on at the moment is really something disruptive to the customer experience management world, and the idea is to automatize as much as possible every task humans are doing in the customer experience management process.
Right. Okay.
So this goes in the direction to, basically be able to enter in a segment that is, the segment of medium, small businesses, in a way to offer a product that is is really has really a competitive price, but provide good insight and advice to the small medium business. I think, and this goes also concerning the maturity, because if you think about the classical approach, of us and other big vendors, competitors of SANDSIV, and they come from United States, so that they are well known in United States. Usually we tend to talk about big projects, lot of investments, internal people that work on the projects. In my opinion, when I think and I talk about bringing artificial intelligence in our tool and managing our client experience, means also giving possibility to small medium enterprise to be part of the game, and also to unmature customer, because the other differentiator is extremely maturing customer experience or immaturing customer experience. Also, artificial intelligence should help to immature customer to enter in the game and to benefit from for customer experience management. This is my personal view.
I like that. I like that.
I'm going to repeat that for our customers, because I think that's a big one. You are saying, based on the efforts of SANDSIV and SANDSIV Plus, platform SANDSIV Plus, that the combination of customer experience and AI can help companies or countries who are not as mature in customer experience management to get caught up, be more competitive, despite the fact that they may not be as experienced with customer experience management. Is that what I heard you say?
Yes.
That's great. That is great news for us in the Caribbean.
But the point is, Roger, I spent the last 10 years, advocating that all the business needs to embrace customer experience. And I have not to forget that myself need also to embrace and use customer experience management. So I need and these waves of artificial intelligence and customer experience must in a certain way democratize the customer experience management and make it accessible to everybody, not just to big companies that they can invest a huge amount of money in customer experience management.
Yes, awesome. Yeah, that's good. Very good. Richard.
Yeah, I'm blown away. I'm ready to tease the next episode, because if anything that you heard tickled your ear, or you're intrigued, wait until you see what SANDSIV actually does. And Federico is going to blow your minds in terms of what this type of tool and the power. And I think we can also get into the ROI more on the next episode, because then you'll be able to see the tangible difference between when you don't have a system like this and then when you apply the tool. So I'm just going to say, don't miss out. You will be amazed.
Yes.
Thank you.
Federico, thank you so much. we can't wait for the next session where we get into the use case of customer experience and AI for our audience so they can see not only what it can look like digitally, but the types of insights that can happen in real time and help the company take action on, because capturing feedback is important and critical, but it's not about capturing feedback and it's not about scores. It's about taking action on the information you get to make change so that your customers' needs are either met or surpassed, and it leads to them staying longer, buying more, and telling all of their friends. So I'm going to leave that as a nice teaser for our next session. I can't wait for it, and I can't wait for the audience to see it, because we have a lot more questions of a more technical nature that our audience submitted through a voting poll, as well as some organic questions they submitted. And I think you'll enjoy answering those as well, Federico. Anything else before we wrap up there, Richard?
No, I'm just ready for the next episode because we got a sneak peek, and trust me, ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna want to see it.
So let me again thank you, Federico Cesconi, co-founder and CEO at SANDSIV, and my trusty and warrior-like CEO, Richard Dorsey. I am Roger Nicholas, Director of Customer Experience at Island Analytics and Marketing, and thank you for joining us at our special webinar for Customer Experience Month entitled Turning Weaknesses into Strength Using Customer Experience, Voice of Customer Tech, and AI. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on November 7th.